Hello, everyone. It's that part of the night again. I'm hitting the transition button, and we're rejoining our group. Rejoining the group, even one might say, if one were Lee. Welcome to Arcspire, the show where you impact play in a variety of ways. We have a group of adventurers known as the Marked out here trying to find out what this strange alien biome is breaking its bounds, known as the Infrarush. It's going to be their job to either heal or destroy it, and right now they're trying to figure out where the Charnel Heart is, the location where they use a soul to achieve either of those goals. You can see a cute little symbol down by all of them. Those are their clades. Clades are the factions in this game, and as you can see on this screen, they hold different standings. The red bar is how high up their influence is. Right now the Arcanists is doing pretty hot, followed by the Reclaimers, followed by the Guardians. Hey, Matsu Drinker. And each character has their own affiliation, and they're all working together as members of the Arcspire, but they each have their own clade. You can give channel points to change their clade's influence level. You can also give channel points to give a danger to go alone, to give them an object or insight that'll help them at the moment. Additionally, you can scroll down to the About section, click Money Honey, and donate to push up the bar along the left-hand side for a Wild Magic Surge. Woo! And one more thing. If you scroll down, you might see there's a bit menu now for this show in particular, and you can give bits to have things like rerolls and extra enemies and extra help occur. So that's all said about that. And we return to where our heroes were last. Oh, and one more thing. I'd be remiss not to mention Fool's Moon! Exclamation mark Fool's Moon. Fool's Moon Entertainment, a lovely indie tabletop role-playing game company. It supports the LGBTQ+ community and is made up of many members of it. And all uncool folks, they are making this possible. Sponsored, hashtag ad, hashtag advert, hashtag disclosure. So, full disclosure out of the way. And moving on, do be sure to check them out in the link tree in the Twitch chat and bottom right. We come and zoom back in on the moment when, in the Infrarush, Eleonora had approached a strange plant. And as she approached, its midnight black pupils cracked it in 8 folds to reveal eyes which was clear to all who observed, perhaps least of all her, exactly mirrored her own, who said, "You seek the Charnel Heart," which is true. So, just right back in it, Eleonora Lorenz, tell us, how would you react in this moment?
What are we hearing? Got some backup here?
I think there might be some carpentry being done in the background in someone's audio.
Yeah, there is. I'm just gonna hardware mute as I can.
Okay.
Okay, hi, sorry about that. I'm back.
All good, homie.
Welcome.
We just zoomed back in on your conversation with the dude Versilo and her saying you seek the Charnel Heart.
Eleanor would just nod very quickly and be like, and also perhaps just a little bit of your just a sample, if that's okay.
He looks at you coyly and says, "A sample?" And she thinks about it and she says, I suppose I could provide you with my essence. But I require assurances. She kind of looks at Cass, and her eyes rake over to Vivienne, Vivienne and Renric. I'm assuming y'all wouldn't still be like ankle deep in the mush right now. Like you'd be up out the rush. You'd be past the rushes.
Oh, that's in goo. I thought it was.
Yeah, so
less gooey,
it's
but
not well
more pink.
displayed on this map, unfortunately. But this stuff that's sort of like dyed red grass is like where it's a grassy but still covered in water segment.
Gotcha. I thought everything was just degrees of moist. I don't think I assumed
I mean,
the
things
dry
are
land was minimal.
things are degrees of moist due to the swampy nature, but yeah, it's like your feet are more decidedly underwater in this section than over
Yes,
here.
that is more
so you moved
swampy
up.
over there.
The Versilo looks at Eleonora, thinks about it, and she says, "How can you assure me that my home will be safe if I give you this sample and help you on your way?"
Wait, say that again, sorry?
She says, "Can you assure me that my home will be safe if I give you this sample and point you on your way?"
Safe is a relative term. I don't. If you mean completely unchanged, I can't guarantee that. But I'm sure it won't go away entirely. Right?
Cass doesn't say anything.
So that's not the world's most inspirational set of words to hear. Could you give me a charisma convince?
Oh boy. Okay. Sure. Convince. Charisma. How?
Damn. Yeah. No, you know what? She looks at you. She leans in a little, her eyes mirroring yours, and she seems, very flattered.
About the honesty.
And she says, "My. Well then. Step a little closer," and she's like, "Very well then. I will tell you that the charnel heart lies at the edge, but there is a strangeness to it. 2 edges now. I feel it in my roots, and I can tell you I feel one north and one south. And what's more, something bubbles up from below, a pure black ink liquid. Something blameless lies within it, a potent soul, one you might take, if you are brave. But now I have already said so much. Come, let me give you my sample."
Eleanor is like shaking, like and like rapidly trying to write notes. She's like, "Wait, but this is unprecedented. What do you mean? What could you possibly mean? A charnel heart? Wait, 2 charnel hearts in one? What's happening?"
Renner would also kind of would definitely react to that. Would he have ever heard of 2 hearts being a thing before?
Never heard of 2 charnel hearts. Although you could give me a... So, she does clarify, it is not that there are 2 hearts, but I feel 2 tugs of the same type. You'll find it only in one of the places, but I wonder what's happening to these spaces. You fear she's beginning to rhyme, Eleonora.
That's never a good sign.
As you get a little bit like fidgety and like scribbly, she says, "Now come," and she kind of like funnels this towards you, and then she's like, achoo! And she sneezes. She just absolutely coats you, like front blast with like these spores, as like a sort of like yellow dandelion jumper mist flies out over you. Make me a physical save. Because she's coning it, it's gonna go 30 feet still, but it's only gonna hit you and Cass. Cass, give me a physical save. As you get sand dusted with a side of spores.
Oh man, alright.
Right,
why is Renrick's art still the same?
Oh shit, hold on. I fixed this. Behold! Renrick! In HD 4K 5G.
Other Renrick.
No. New and
improved.
Perish. Yeah, Cass, I can pop your fizz save if you want.
Here, I got it. Wow.
Alright, so roll me a
I'm now
D8,
Renrick
Pat.
Remastered.
Renrick Remastered HD Edition.
Renrick in 4K.
And if Renrick with 4K now with the restored ocean level.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Wait, ocean level? What?
Yeah, from the original PC Gamer preview, but they had to cut it before it shipped. They couldn't figure out the submarine controls. Restored.
I don't know what you're saying, but okay.
Anyway,
I recognize it from
jokes.
somewhere. Couldn't tell you where.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, I won't.
It's
then.
nonsense.
So Pat, you feel a little bit dizzy and itchy towards the head and the nose, and you feel as if though the spores have addled your minds a little. And the Diversilo, for her part, says, "Oh no, I'm afraid I've given you such a sample. Well, do be careful. And if you
I still like collect a bunch of it and put it into like a little vial or something."
Yeah, you're gathering it up off like the front of your face and everything, and like flapping your little head wings to get them off. And she sort of like shrinks into her. Sort of shrinks into her stalk and folds up into like she's placed sideways, face down in defense mode, if you know what I'm saying. and
Okay.
she seems to be, taking a restive state after being sort of willingly shocked herself into releasing her spores, which normally would come out when she was excited, threatened, or otherwise spooked. So yeah, she gave you the sample, and you managed to just not really take any physical effect from it. But Cass is now a little lightheaded, an effect that might run its course.
Well, we hope it runs its course before I have to do any killing. That is what I'm here for, after all.
Can I maybe try to roll heal or something to determine if Cass is gonna what the effects are going to be on her? Perhaps?
Certainly, you could go and heal to diagnose as if Cass is willing to explain what she's feeling, and you can observe how she looks.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And can I do a first aid while doing this to give her some HP back?
Not bad. Not bad
Sure,
idea.
as long as she's willing to take the system strain.
Yeah, I'll take this.
Oh, up to you. Yeah.
I'll do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty endurable. I'm pretty durable.
I believe you gain 4 hit points.
Yeah, you pop back up to your full pat.
Okay, and I think this is 2 system strain now, or 3? I think it's 2 now.
Okay. So, Cass is all the way healed up, and you diagnose her. You think that at a very inopportune time, she would have sneezed, and this would have released a mild hallucinogenic back up into her brain. However, if you'd like to, you could use some means to coax her into sneezing right now, and sort of give her a controlled trip, because you're not presently being threatened.
I see. Okay. Eleanor's gonna be like, okay, so, Cass, don't be alarmed, but I need to make you sneeze.
Why?
Well, you see, it's kind of hard to explain, but effectively, there's something inside of your head right now, in your brain, that if you were to sneeze, it might cause a small hallucinogenic effect on you. Nothing too terrible, I'm sure, but if it were to happen mid-combat, perhaps you might suffer some ill effects.
I look over at Vivienne. I don't say anything, but I give her a what do look.
Vivienne gives a smile and a nod.
Mommy gives permission.
Fuck off.
Can I use the
She's the commander in war.
the quill that I used to write? Can I just use the end of it to tickle her nose?
Yes, you can. You fucking go in there you fucking tickle her nose. And Cass, if you let it happen, you will achoo!
I mean, so we with mommy's. With the commander's permission. I do turn back and kind of solemnly nod and say, "Very well. Better here than in combat. If there's really no other option."
I do the thing.
Alright, yeah. She tickles your nose, you go, achoo! Or, however you think Cass would sneeze, and you open your eyes are forced closed by the force of it, and when you open up, you see that Eleonora is color inverted, and so is the whole world. It's not infrared, it's ultraviolet. And
wow,
everything...
it's a JoJo shading moment.
Yeah, no, a JoJo shading moment happens. You actually see, the kanji for, oh shit, you're in a trip, wiggle by next to Leonora. And everything just feels strangely surreal and physical. And you're quite out of it for the moment. And this is going to persist for a moment or two. But, you do have a sort of nice, bubbly feeling around your lungs, so that's good. Vivienne and Renric, you're watching this unfold. Would you say or share anything in the moment as this whole little fallout occurs, or are you just chilling waiting for this to end?
By the way, I think she's uncharacteristically smiling and her face seems really happy. That does seem to be a thing that happens when one is tripping from experience. It's a good trip.
Renerick would just kind of just chill. Be like, well, this is weird.
I'm so glad they're getting along, Rennie. I was so worried for them.
Rennie?
Don't call me that. But yeah, this is better
my
than the
apologies.
alternative.
Should I use Mr. Carver instead?
Just Ren is fine.
All right, Ren. And she lays a hand on his shoulder.
he kind of looks at the hand, doesn't really say anything else.
On the inside, Ren's just like, haha, I'm in danger.
HR report.
Parental
Accurate.
consent form signed. HR report filed. Welcome to Arcspire. So all this passes without too much delay, and Zibrasilo is still, resting in her shell, and y'all got some trucking to do as you look back out over the Infrarush. The Infrarush. Feel the rush of the rushes as you move through the Infrarush. So, you have taken a major sample from the Thin Ford, and here. You don't have to take a sample from wherever you go, but, I'm assuming you kind of grab whatever as you go.
Mm-hmm.
As you're grabbing at the soil, you're digging down a certain layer, you're seeing... It's hard to describe, but kind of like you could imagine pores in the dirt where there's bits of concentrated minerals and where vines and roots tend to grow. And you can, if you know what you're looking for, get an idea of a directionality to all of it and where a main source of some undescribed sustenance that they all seem to be feeding off of, kind of like groundwater and other sustenance for plants, seems to be coming from. They all arc back towards a certain area. But when you go down below a certain level and you find the historical nature of it and deeper roots, it almost seems like that center has shifted. They're beginning to have split ends. Interesting. You'll get more data as you manage to get more hits, but for now, the path ahead of you, unless you'd double back, is a thin ford. It shouldn't be too hard to cross.
Yeah, I think we just go forward, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
I was curious in exploring the thick foliage as long as we're all together.
Certainly. What do you...
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Is there anything in particular you're looking for here in the thick foliage? Oh, you mean you want to hit the node that you haven't been to?
Yes.
Sure. You all hike through the swampy water. You've already made some survival rolls here. You're doing okay. Give me a whiz notice. You're sort of taking the terrain as you hike through. There's some waters. There's generally swampiness and bright colors assail you.
Alright.
Yeah. And if you don't think your character would be poking around in the reeds, you don't need to make this roll.
Just notice.
Just notice.
With the wisdom, yeah.
That one's almost blue. And that one's
Pat, do you want me to roll it?
No, she's,
You alright
she's
there,
not
Pat?
What is
rolling
she?
on purpose. She's
I'm mumbling as if I'm tripping.
she's
What
RPing, guys. Come on, she's immersed.
I'm RPing, guys. That's why I'm smoking pot.
Whiz notice.
Whiz notice. All right, thank you. I think. I mean, can I just auto fail this? I think.
Yeah, I think that
Sure.
you've got a pleasant afterglow. It'll wear off by the end of this walk, but you have a pleasant afterglow right now. Yeah. The people who notice
cool.
anything of true significance other than just more of this are Renrick and Vivienne. You both catch sight of a bit of a torn bit of ground with some of that inky black water like Renrick fell into earlier. And you do notice a blasted out bit of something that looks kind of like twisted jelly sort of melted to the ground, and it looks, you think about it, kind of like a wound, it looks like an infrahound was wounded here. Or perhaps even bitten. Perhaps even snapped in twain, because there's this two bits of it, and then the middle isn't there. Almost like it went to something's mouth. Give me a whiz survival. Anybody who would hear and think about that information. So, Vivian and Ren, if you want to share that or not.
Vivian pipes up just a little bit and says, well, back at the town, I heard mention of something called an infragator, and this leads me to believe that we should keep an eye out, I suppose.
So am I still actually tripping, or am I kind of coming to my senses?
You've had a goodly walk, and it wasn't too long a trip from the sneeze alone, so you're pretty good to go.
Okay, good.
So,
All right.
do we get told this information or no?
Yeah, you guys share this with the group, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Vivian just brought up that there might be things that bite other things in plain nearby.
Eleonora's like, oh, well, ticks bite people, and people bite people, and wolves bite people, and your mind just lists all the things that bite people, and it doesn't really help. Yeah, I'm gonna say Vivian, you have your theory about infragators. You see low-lying tracks going into the rushes where it's much harder to track, and you think that might give credence to it. Renrick, you managed to track what seems to be the sweeping of a reptilian tail. And you think that you can track it. And I have bad news for Ren about the direction he tracks it in.
Oh. Uh-oh.
He thinks that there is a recently fed infragator to the northwest.
I report this to the group.
And with an 8, you'd know the infragator should probably be basking and just kind of like, chilling, going downstream right now after being, if it's well fed, right? If it got a good juicy kill. But if it's looking for an aperitif, and you got a little close and cocky, you might have problems. But if you give it range, you shouldn't be worth the sprint.
Well, as long as we can get the drop on it, I think it would be preferable to actually engage this one.
Didn't you mention, sorry, my... ow, God, that was so fucking weird. Did you not mention that, we might be able to, engage in commerce with these pelts or something?
Yes, exactly. Infragators are supposedly quite valuable.
Well, I suppose.
Ah, yes, the Arcanists, as a shrewd Arcanist tracker, considers the ecology. He feels as if though his faction's influence has grown by 1.
But I concur. This is probably our best chance, and we need to head that direction anyway.
Well, let's not tarry. Keep our eyes open, specifically for the infragator. We are on the hunt.
Okay. Oh, +1 influence in Charlie, if you didn't catch that.
Good work, by the way. On finding it, and also thank you for triggering the mental haze.
Wow, okay, I have had my hard mute, and you didn't hear the whole thing I said about and a tracker of the Arcanists considers the ecology as his faction influence grows by 1. And yes, as you approach the banks, you see an infragator floating down to the east. An infragator, if you will.
It's floating? Do you mean floating as in just swimming, or do you mean floating as in it's a dead body?
No, like it's chilling in the water, like it's paddling along as gators are wont to do. It's it had a big meal earlier, so it looks like it's chilling, and it hasn't spotted you yet.
So are the infragators made of like weird jelly stuff too?
It appears to so you know that there are infragator scale like things. In the same way there's like alligator scale stuff. So you don't think that's the case.
Or are they jelly on the inside?
Only one way to find out?
Only one way to
Can
find
I roll
out.
Can I roll no to find out?
Yeah, roll me an int no to go over your memory of such things. Yeah, no, you think that infragator meat is It's meat. It has lots of strange, unaccounted for organs, which are in a weird semi-jelly state. But its meat is pretty solid, and also eating any of it is incredibly poisonous. So,
Man, I just want to research one now. I want to like dissect one.
well, right now it's floating in the middle of a river. There's a thin ford. Do y'all want to gank this thing?
I mean, I can't kill it.
Between Cass and my own abilities, I think we'd be well equipped to take care of it.
No creamy center, Captain Carrion.
If you so wish.
All right, so describe to me how you would engage this creature. D's L shot, indeed, Scud. Oh my God, how has Rainbow not made that joke before?
These L shots.
Sorry, I cut you off, Javi.
I was gonna say I'll have my bopping stick ready as backup, but you seem to have a plan.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
All right.
Hey, all right. So I'm gonna come in forward with my sword and yeah, get ready to go.
All right, so
Vivian's holding back at a short range, but well within sight of both the Gator and Cass. Hands at the ready.
I'm hiding behind a bush.
I mean, I'm assuming we have some range in this group. Like, I don't do
Not really.
range, but okay. Well, I mean, I have a bow, or not a bow, but I have a crossbow that I could do, don't I? Jesus, where's my crossbow stats? Lee, is there any chance you could input crossbow stats? I don't think I put them on my character.
I could do that.
Could you? That would be very appreciated. I'm actually quick mapping because after going on about how ready I was, I actually wasn't expecting you to engage something like in a ford. So I'm just throwing that shit down right now. Thank you for all the water lilies, by the way.
You good?
Yep, I am pulling that info up as we speak.
And the Guardians,
No.
as Eleonora cowers in a bush, she feels like her faction's influence has gone up a little.
really embodying the lifestyle.
Wow, I just read it in chat. D's L shot. That's pretty good. I like that.
Wait, you didn't hear us ranting about that?
It didn't click in my head. I was like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, you
What
know.
are we, deaf? Deploy the garrison! With memes.
Crossbow.
Hey, you guys watch that new Pixar movie?
Which one?
The one in Italy or whatever.
Oh, the one where it's
Luca.
like, the moral of the story is
Look at these nuts, bitch.
Oh, haha, you tricked me. I see.
God damn it.
Got him.
What was it? I didn't hear.
Nothing. The movie's called Luca.
It's a dumb joke.
Welcome to Diesel
What
Jack.
was the name? What was the name again, Rainbow?
I get a crossbow. Actually, whoa, you can just choose.
I don't know what was it. Wait, so it's across the fort? I just realized.
No, it's in.
Are
the
we literally
fucking
going
water. It's in the water. You guys are a bit
It's
away.
in the
from-
water.
We're gonna make Cass swim out and hit it.
Yeah.
Oh
it's-
boy.
Well, I'm gonna trigger.
This is a great idea.
I'm gonna try and trigger it to get over here with a crossbow bolt a couple times, as many times as it takes to get it interested in us.
I see. Okay. Can you
I'm not
throw
stupid,
knives in this
I'm gonna
game?
go swimming.
You can. They've got like I think a 20 foot, maybe 30 feet range.
Okay.
Yeah, I mentioned that I was getting a crossbow, but I never put it in the stats.
I'm putting the stats in as we speak.
Yeah, and Goop is being very nice and helping me do the math things because my brain no work good. I'm just pretty himbo.
Relatable.
Truly.
I mean, like, I don't know.
Truly.
I don't feel like
Oh,
Cass
ooh.
is a bimbo, but I think she might be a himbo. I think that's
Female himbos are allowed.
Correct.
female himbos are allowed.
Val?
Wait. Here's the question: is Cass a himbo or a himbim?
I don't know what that
Or a
is.
bimbo.
What is a
one.
him?
Oh,
We're
there's
learning-
a whole diagram for it. It's nonsense, but it's very funny.
I like this tokenly.
Which show?
Alright, so
The little grass one. I like that one.
Yeah. You mean the rushes, the reeds?
Mhm.
Oh, thanks. I made it for High Road for the Cathodac section.
thank you so much for
Good.
putting that in, by the way.
Thank you. I've gotten pretty good at grasses and flowers. Not gonna lie. Of course, the vast
Now, how do
majority
I-
of this is just Lee colors of Pat's excellent work. But yeah, I've grown a bit as a pixel artist. So yeah, I mean it's a bank. It's not that complicated, but there is some brush to get behind at you as you want. There's not great cover. It's mostly low-lying stuff here near the river. You get the sense it gets flooded a lot. Yeah,
A whole lot of water to drink, by the way, Lee.
I do. I missed the Alexis one, and now the Veronique one. There were like 3
Oh
earlier that I
shit,
also caught.
here, hello.
Hey,
There's
Wait,
also
so-
+1 faction for Guardian in chat if you didn't see.
no, did you not see me grab them? I was like, as she hides behind the thing.
Wait, I literally didn't see it come up on. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw it.
I don't know. I'm out of it today. Sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah,
you're
no,
good.
I'm kind of out of
So
space.
yeah, you are like 100 feet away from the Infigator.
Where did that go? Ah, there we go. Awesome.
Yeah, Pat. So if you miss, you can just literally be like, I hit. Okay, so one is not going to hit today. Your veteran's lucking it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you take out your crossbow, and everybody put yourself. I might not move you. I moved you the map. Put yourself literally where you want to be when Cass pops off.
No, it's by bush.
My bush.
No.
I think I'm like here, I guess.
All right,
Yeah.
and Ren, where would you be posted? You got your bopping stick in hand, but where you want to be posted up?
Actually, I'm behind this bush.
I'm very
let's
visible.
see.
That's probably like the intent of this. Right there.
Yeah, Eleanor and
Cass,
Renrick
you
are
wouldn't be
like,
closer, like over here.
Oh, Cass, dear, do you think you could put yourself between it and me?
Why don't you get behind me?
Well, my range, my spells only go so far. I need to be able to assist you if something
Very
goes
well.
wrong.
Very well. All right.
Yes, I like this. Yes. Everybody over there, me over here, it over there.
all right, so.
This is good. This
The
is good.
crossbow bolt
Way
strikes it in
over
the
here.
side, and it lets out like a bit of a moan. You've shot a crossbow bolt that you're confident would have just put down in the dirt any of your party members, and it seems upset. It submerges itself below the waters as blood trails up through the ooze. And for a hot
no.
moment, a hot sphincter tightening moment, nobody knows where the Infigator is through the thick, red, lapping waves. And then, in a most
Can I take that
horrifying...
moment to draw my sword?
Yeah, you fucking change weapons. What would everybody else do?
Cower.
I mean, like,
Full
depending on
defense?
how long we have, I would definitely ready an attack.
Okay, well, you don't necessarily have
I'll probably have
forever.
that long.
You don't really have
Um,
forever, but you could go to begin to get your blade ready.
I'd probably like step out
mhm.
to
You step out, you're armed up, you're in...
tentatively.
Is it
Okay.
total defense or full defense action? Whichever one it is. That
Yeah,
one.
that one. The one where you get the extra AC and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
The waters of the river just happen to like rise a little and seep out into the banks, and the stuff below your feet gets a little soggier, and you just get a feeling like, something could appear at any moment. And then something appears at that moment as it just comes up, sliding up on the belly, as if an enthusiastic child on a slip and slide up through the soggy waters, and that shit is right next to you. Cass and Renrick, I believe you both rated up a hit, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because of how swiftly it's moving, you will be making this attack with a -2 modifier, but you can make the attack.
You know
Oh,
what?
boy.
Never
Excellent.
waste a shot.
Excellent.
Except for this one.
Unlucky. You still do 5 shock, probably. I don't know what AC is, but
As
You
long
said
as it's 13 or
-2.
lower, it'll deal a shock.
yeah.
Okay, and the shock on your staff is 1, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Against AC...
I Oh shoot.
13. I have it in my end sheet.
Very
as well.
nice.
I
So yeah,
need
13 is the magic
fix
number.
that.
You collectively deal 16 if I'm just thudding it, and then it opens its great and terrible maw to issue a chomp. And it tries to chomp the sword spike lady that shot it.
It's gonna get a painful fucking mouthful if it succeeds.
Yeah.
Those spikes are attached to me, bitch.
It
Roll a
misses.
1.
It misses. It rolled a 1.
Twist it away.
Eleonora and Vivienne, would you intervene at all, or are you just going to let this be a bopping contest between the frontliners?
Well, everyone else is working very hard. I figured I will drop a coruscating coffin with my retained spell magic, preventing it from casting my only spell of the day.
Oh,
Just
Ellie-
using my
Ellie-
one,
Eleonora just goes.
Good luck.
You could do it.
All right. Well, I've used my one of my effort to use the coruscating coffin, which I will be bringing up in just a moment. So I do 1d8 damage to a foe within sight. Wow, that's a hell of a range. They make a
Within
physical save
sight.
for half.
Okay.
Half of one.
Half of 1. So they make a physical save.
Well,
They fail. They
If
do
I
take
would-
1 damage. It is not a 1
I
hit
would
dice
like
roll.
to, if I may, use my player reroll that someone redeemed last session for this, since I didn't do a whole lot of rolls.
Sure. I will say in future those are gonna try and happen as they happen. But yeah, I remember last time you just didn't have an opportunity for it. Pop it.
Yeah. D8.
All right,
Well,
that's 3
great.
damage instead. It's looking really fucked up. Cass and Renrick, you want to attack it again?
Let's do it.
Oh,
Can you,
hell yeah.
Can you give the alligator a
Old-fashioned
reroll?
beatdown.
No Mithridates, but for
No.
bits, you can give extra hit dice and mooks to the enemy.
Oh my God, what?
No.
No!
Not a currently deployed enemy, but the next one they go up against. All right, so
Alright, I'm bashing it with my sword. What
Okay,
the
that-
fuck? Why am I
it-
rolling like pure utter crap?
it's a miss, but you do terrible damage against it. It's barely hanging on. You feel like you engaged in animal cruelty as you see its broken body bleeding before you, spewing this viscous blood out in jets.
Cass proudly announces, "I'm fine with animal cruelty."
Oh my god. Yeah,
That-
these rolls are awful.
That was. Ooh.
Oh my God!
As it happens, shock means you get the killing blow. As Renrick, you bop it in the
And
eye,
you
and
will
that's just
get-
enough to put it down.
Wait, really?
Oh God, what?
The one shock damage kills
It was down at... I already knew this. I probably shouldn't have had you guys roll, but I knew that your collective shock would finish killing it. It's because Cass is a motherfucker in the shock damage department. You guys cut up this
Yeah.
beast and
Yeah, it's
slaughter
insane.
it. There's blood and gore, but no vor, all along the edge, and you even see a little bit of
The glorious mind.
a little bit of like the upchuck at the end. You know, when you die, you a little before you go out. Along with the blood, you see a little bit of jelly that could be infragator bits or infradog bits, infrahound rather. Who's to say? But yeah, you got you a corpse, a big fucking corpse. That's a large ass creature right there. I believe people were talking about dissecting and bisecting and bisecting. But if
Yeah.
you remember, the water was kind of rising earlier. It rode in on it, and the water begins to like half submerge or like half reach the corpse as the thin ford gets a little bit wider as you move up. You feel like you maybe don't have forever to do what you're gonna do.
Eleanor just goes,
Dragging it.
oh no, we need to get it back.
Yeah, I'm gonna start dragging.
My
it.
precious research.
Exert, maybe.
Wonderful
give
initiative.
me a
Kat.
strength exert to see how quickly you
No.
yeah.
What?
As it happens, you twist
Our
your
dice rolls.
you twist your ankle and go down into the mush, and you are amongst the water, and you've taken a fucking mouthful of it.
Fuck.
Alright,
an
I'm
infra boots
gonna I'm gonna
indeed.
say that I've gone to help
Mhm.
Cass, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll as well. Or is exert?
Can I use my expert feature to my expert ability to reroll Cass's roll, or does that be one of my own
It
rolls?
must be your role, as I understand
Unlucky.
it.
Unlucky.
Well, having gotten wet before, Vivian is actually going to back up and
Ren just takes
Spirit
that shit
excitedly.
over his shoulders and just fucking absolutely takes it back. Yeah, you guys get a goodly ways away from the waters, and you've got a big old
Cat, you need a
bashed up
hand up?
corpse. Its head is
Just gotta
largely
haul
ruined.
my trophy kill right here.
Yeah, Ren finished it with a baptism
Eleanor is
eye.
like-
It's like seeping out. Its brain has been cut into. Its flesh is flayed. Vast sections of the
Eleanor
hide
is-
are ruined.
Eleanor is like rushing, but like trying to like micromanage almost. She's like, "Oh wait, be careful with don't damage that bit as you move it. Oh no, be careful. Like, don't let that fall out. No. Like,
Very nice. So, Yeah.
Red is not really paying her any mind. She just kind of dumps it down. It's like, here, take it.
I fucking hate swamps.
I wish to study the makeup of the Infrigator.
yeah. So, if you
Well,
would
it's wearing
like,
those lovely
if
fountains.
you would like to like dissect it, yeah, it's got some blush. And as you recall the color from the Arcspire Sephora, you also give me an int heal to like dissect it and like slip over its belly and go through its organs and shit.
Yeah. I give you int what? Int heal?
Yeah.
heal.
I'm good at that.
You slide,
Ooh, you're very
you
good at
slide a thin blade down its belly, open it up, and begin to peel it over, going over the medical manuals that you're familiar with and applying your knowledge of biochemistries. You begin to see a pattern. You can't account for all of the organs, but you do begin to see a system, and you see a system which feeds the acidic stuff that it is constantly bathed in into Water of the League. Water of the League.
Into Lee.
And you see, Eleonora, you've got the meat, you've got the skins, but you see something very interesting. There is an organ not unlike a liver, which you think is incredibly acidic, but it also has a spleen. A spleen that you suspect it's holding this strange white liquid. It looks like it should be an alkaline substance, supported by a strong barrier, which it seems to pass through its body as it breaks up and filters the acids into the liver, which get filtered there.
Oh. So it
Hmm.
has redundant filtration systems to handle the acid, meaning there's a source of alkalis. If you want to damage things around here. My character does not say that because, to be clear, she's not smart enough to make that conclusion.
Yeah, but with
See,
an 11,
I'm not smart enough to make that inclusion either. So.
With an 11, Eleonora is.
So basically, what you're saying is the parts of the Infrigator can be used to make acid. Is what you're saying?
I'm saying so the liver is all like if you like squeeze the contents of the liver into a flask and threw it at someone, it would act like a motherfucking D&D acid flask. Like they take like a D4 or D6 of acid damage or some shit. But most of the shit here is probably has a way to handle acid because they live in an acidic environment. If you take the contents of its spleen and put that shit in there, you're going to be doing some real fuck up damage to stuff like infrahounds that are made up of this acidic stuff. And reclaimers, by the way, you feel like as you reclaim the nature, you feel your comrades really putting in work as you grow 10 influence.
Ooh, shit!
Yay. You'll need
But
a
it was a
token.
lie. Oh my god! Stop.
Nice.
Damn.
That's
Finally,
the level
the reclaimers
pun.
get
It really is. I mean, I would say that's a WMD. You know, I'd invade a country over a Scud missile like that. Alright, moving on.
That's just no.
Shut up,
That's
George
just
Bush.
like one person got that in the entire universe.
Well,
Anyways.
And on the subject of George Bush, so happy the reclaimers.
Oh my god.
Moving right along.
all
You
right,
got the body,
Kat,
you've
but
properly cut it
Alright.
open and taken out all the stuff. Yeah, Guardians are...
That would be me when he the Guardians.
Yeah.
Guys were really nice.
Yeah, they are. You've opened up the body, you've investigated. You haven't like gathered its bits. If someone wanted to give me a Dex survival, they could skin it for the skin to sell back in town. But Eleonora has taken out the interesting organs.
So basically, I have the acid vial and the
Base vial.
hurts the acid monster vial.
More or less, if you could probably get more than a single vial's worth squeezing those organs.
Okay, well I'll just write.
Or yeah.
Or if you want to go like Monster Hunter on a bitch, you could just like whack someone with the spleed and have it pop on someone.
Oh my god, no!
Spleen hammer.
I'll like extract it as best I can.
Well, is anyone here quite
Reclaimers
good
are up at
survival?
46. Arcanists are up at 56. Guardians presently rest at a cool 31.
Sadness. Okay, so yeah, so I have like how much do you think if I were to like just like
I'm gonna say
squeeze it and strain it or
four
whatever?
vials of each. It would be 4 vials of each.
Okay.
But yeah, so Dex survival if you want to skin it to have the Infrigator skin to sell or do whatever with. If you wanted to make Infrigator boots, they'd probably be good for walking in swamps. They'd also look stylish as fuck. I mean,
Let's
if you
make
want to be
sure
dripped
we
out.
fulfill our merchant obligations and use whatever we have left over when we get back. I wouldn't say this is a terribly sanitary place for cobblery.
And would you consider that just like one encumbrance each 4 vials kind of?
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, actually, no. The vials are small enough. Don't worry about encumbrance for them.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, if anybody wants to, if you want to take the rest back, it's Dex survival to like turn a corpse into a potable bit, because like you're gonna have to have encumbrance to carry the refuse, but like, if you want to drag the whole body back, that's gonna be. I mean, you're gonna be dragging a corpse through a swamp. It's not gonna hold up.
Who has Dex or survival?
I have Dex but no survival. I don't think anybody
I don't
has
have
survival.
either. I don't have either.
I have no. I'm surprised.
I would permit a strength survival.
Well, I have a +1 to strength, and I'm shocked that I don't have a bonus to survive.
I would also permit a Dex craft.
Oh, I'll do that.
Okay.
Please continue, oh butcher of alligators.
This one's not from an alley, it's from the swamp.
Wait, yeah, fuck.
It's from an infra.
Wow. Oh, close.
Any chance I could assist?
Yeah, I'd say an assistance would provide like a +1 modifier in this
Wait, why do I
case.
have a? Wait, I don't know. Why do I have a -1? I should have a -1.
You're not trained in
Oh,
survival.
I
You take
clicked
another one.
connect. That wasn't
Oh, it
wasn't
is not
craft.
connect,
I meant
that's
to
it.
click. I meant to click craft, not connect.
It's okay. Okay, give me a craft Dex. Don't worry about this one.
You feel deeply
Woo!
for the
Oh,
departed
wow.
soul.
Your expert ministrations below the knife is like a zipper coming undone as you simply unpeel the skin and bits. X1 Infrigator skin 1 encumbrance. X2 Infrigator meats 2 encumbrance. They are left on the ground to be divided amongst the party as you will divide them.
You know, I've heard it said that there's more than one way to skin a cat. I suppose that's true of the Instigator as well.
Vivienne tucks a few pieces, all the meat inside of her pouch with the other infraham tongues.
A morbid collection.
If more needs to be carried, I can grab.
I'll just huck anything
Rest.
that needs to be carried on my back.
Yeah, I mean, y'all can carry it then, because I don't have much encumbrance, unfortunately.
We should really invest in tying a sled to lovely Cass.
That would require some sort of harness, I think, and probably a couple other things. But
Well, we have quite a bit of leather now. Perhaps we can look into it when we get back to the spire.
Wait, I shouldn't have taken that seriously. That was a joke, right? I don't know.
Of course it was, silly.
Oh,
That Sorry, I've still got the head thingy.
You could now head northwest, or due north into sort of like the top left edge of the Infrarush, or you could head north and east, getting you closer to some northerly areas.
Okay. So.
The sooner you get further east, the sooner you begin the triangulation.
Yeah, let's keep going. Just zoop.
Let's go further. I vote further east, but I pick
Let's
last
try and
time,
hit those thin rushes by the end of the night.
Yeah, I'd like to get up north.
Yeah, as you come to a flux of waves. There's sort of like a whirlpool here. It's like a broken open bit of sunken ground. It looks like just a strange, unique area, like a little special zone. This is a whirlpool and like a bit of an open bit of swamp. The north, you see thin rushes. Give me a whiz notice as you kind of like study around. It seems like you get thinner to the north, as it should be, but there's a big river that goes there too, so you're not quite sure what's up with that. Maybe once like taking the surroundings, give me a whiz notice. You of course take a sample everywhere you go. I'm marking everywhere you go with a check mark, so we can just know, and you'll be able to triangulate from any zone you visited. All right.
Once more.
I'm assuming I'm assuming nobody's giving a. And for reference, this is considered one scene until it's broken by you guys zooming in on an area. For those of you who have per-scene abilities, in case you want to use them here. And is Cass just not rolling? Or Cass rolled. Would Vivienne roll for this?
No, she's busy tucking things and taking care of things and not stepping in puddles with Ram.
You don't get any particular.
I'll go ahead and reroll.
Renrick, you're an expert, aren't you?
I am.
You flex a little of that expertise.
Let's see.
Renrick,
Much better.
you turn to the north and you see something strange by the soil samples you guys have been taking. They had sort of this deadened characteristic towards the edge, facing Pyre. And more than that, you had a general root form structure that you've begun to see a profile of. Curiously, it seems to point the same way northerly, a little bit somewhere past the thin rushes, you think, though. Curious.
So I'm sorry. What's pointing over?
Based on your soil samples and your takes of the dirt and everything, it looks like there's some strange deadened thing, kind of like the direction of Pyre serves in the south, to your north. Past the thin rushes is what they'd be pointing to, but you don't have a lot of data to go off yet.
I see.
So
there is something to the north.
Is to the south, and life of the roots is to the north, hypothetically?
No, so the life is pointed mostly inwards, although it's the further you go down, it's inwards, but the upper stuff is kind of split north and south. It's hard to describe, but basically, you think that there's something that the Infrarush is responding to the same way it responds to Pyre, the north, or at least there's an echo of that response.
Oh.
So there definitely is something either going on up there or reacting up there.
Yep.
So we should go up to the thin rushes.
Is that the? I mean, in character, what would you guys concur?
I think so. Sounds good.
I'm here to make sure that those who do the concurring stay alive.
All right, yeah, you hike on up. You get to some thin rushes. You get some samples. You also see something to the north. As the Infrarush sort of dies out, you see a strange clearing. A sort of an ovular clearing to the northeast, to the north, really, due north. You almost get a sense of, yeah, like you don't quite have a dead reckon, but you think it's right north of. You think that you could draw a line north from Pyre to this place, more or less. And there's signs of activity. It looks like somebody is. Or at least it looks like there's like, you know, signs of campfire and maybe even looks like some tents, maybe 4 tents. You could try and creep closer to get a better look, or you could turn back.
I mean, we're not trying to harm anybody. We can get closer, right?
Yeah, I'd check it out. I would make
We should do
note
so
of,
cautiously. These could be potentially enemies.
assuming Renrick would makes that connection with Pyre, like the
Mhm.
relative location of Pyre, he would make a comment out loud about the two being opposite from each other, and the thing that the plant woman said about two charnel hearts and all of that jazz.
Those seem to be all coming together.
So yeah, this seems worth checking out.
I have a proposal. Hear me out. I go in alone. You flank the encampment. I converse with them, see if they're friend or foe, because I can hold my own if it comes to a fight. You provide support from the outside. If it becomes a fight, you'll know. I'm not subtle. Subtlety is for the weak.
Well, Cass, I hear you, and I do like that idea, but one small counterpoint. I believe I'm a bit more trained in the diplomatic sphere than you are. Perhaps I should go in, and
Very
you
well.
accompany me as soft power?
I like that. It would make more sense for someone to emerge from the rushes with accompaniment.
And I'll stay in the bushes.
Yes, you two flank. Is this amenable to you, Renrick? Feels
That
though I
sounds good
haven't
to
been
me.
tossing my ideas by you all that.
All right. Eleonora and Renrick,
Yeah.
could you give me a dex sneak
Oh no.
to see how well you hide in ambush?
Do they get advantage because like, no one's expecting them?
You have heavy cover for a +3, so Eleonora, that's a total of 1 unless you want to expert that.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my view.
Yeah, everything that's going to happen on this map is going to count as one scene. So for the scene, your reroll is spent, but give us the reroll. It's a +3 modifier.
That's pretty good.
All right, so 7, 8, 9.
No,
8, 9, 10.
So 10, yeah.
All right, so and Renrick, you want to give me that? Okay, yeah. So you're both hidden up with 10s. Whatever markers on your stuff you'd like to designate that. But yeah, you guys are down here at the southern tip of the map. I have moved you to the map, right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So you see the weird. This is a construction site of some sort with some cleared ground. You see a weird billowing hole into the earth. You can't quite see down it yet. And yeah, you see some tents and some rushes, some dead rushes, some bits of waters and such. And yeah, Cass and Vivienne, you're just rolling up like with like your metal boots made for walking and all that shit, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, you spot somebody pretty easily who's kind of like, crouched out, looking around. He looks over, sees you, and says, "Guests approaching." And there are now 4 light sleepers scrambling from their tents. They kind of form up. They're pretty well dressed, well covered up. They've got robes, they've got a cowl. Vivienne, you feel like you remember seeing somebody dressed kind of like this. Cass, are you standing that far back from your gal?
No, sorry, I just haven't been moving myself.
It's all good, I can move you up. There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm standing
Yeah.
side by side with her. She
So-
looks amazing. I look terrifying.
These folks are fanning out, they're looking at you, and, they look at you carefully, and they look you over, and, they say, "Who approaches?"
Just a few curious friends from the Arkspire.
Yeah, so he looks at you and thinks for a second. And his buddies seem to take, 2 steps forward. And he's got his, hand in his cloak, and he steps forward a little and he says, What brings agents of the Arkspire here? Why would the Marked seek some desolate place?
Well, we've had reports of some very interesting things happening out here in the Infrarush, and without judgment, we've come to simply discover what might be going on, and whether it could be used to help other members of the Arcspire or the surrounding area.
Yeah, so they're all gonna step a little bit closer when you say that. They're looking at you. They're all sizing you up. They're looking at Cass in particular, very concerned. A little less interested in you.
Closer, my hand grips my sword at my side tighter.
Vivian places a hand gently on Cass's own, sort of asking, relax, go ahead, it's going to be okay. And Vivian takes a few steps ahead by herself.
Draw my hand from my sword.
Can we like move a little closer?
Yeah, you can move a little closer.
I feel y'all should be like here,
over
and here,
here.
honestly.
Yeah. Oh, I thought we were going together.
Flank!
So Renwick and Eleanor are up there. Yeah, so this cultist, he kind of points his open palm out to Vivienne, and he's making like really intense eyesight contact with her, and he almost sounds like he's muttering something under his breath.
Sir, I'm just here to do a little looking around. Are you okay? Vivian takes a step closer.
These fine folk take a step closer. And the dude opens up his palm to you, looks you right in the eye, and then at the top of his fucking lungs, he screeches as he whips up an atame from his cloak, raised to the heavens, says, "Glorious Prince, grant me your thorn!" and slams it through his fucking hand. As he like cringes in pain, you make a physical save.
Oh dear, that's no fun. Oh god, this is probably gonna kill me again.
Oh no.
Oh, the 4 health is my doom.
So both Viv and the cultist double over on the fucking ground.
God,
And
if I can take 1 hit, I can cast crazy spells, but
everybody else is getting ready to fuck you up. It's initiative time, friends.
Oh boy.
That hand that was no longer on my sword is already
promise I had a plan.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Oh, you went all in on the glass cannon.
I rolled for my Constitution and HP. Oh no, actually, I didn't roll for my HP. That's my max HP. That's the best I could have at level 1.
It's a D6 minus 2 for the wizard, right?
Yeah, D6 minus 2 with Constitution, and the Constitution is, or D6 minus 1 with Constitution. My Constitution is -1, so it's minus 2.
Oh, honey, reviving you is gonna be a bitch, and you're gonna take system strain. Sorry.
And Viv, I need you to roll initiative as well, because I need to know how many of your rounds have elapsed since you went down, which is going to be very important for when Eleonora tries to save your life.
Okay.
An important note, who has possession of a certain magic item that you guys got?
It was her.
It was me.
Got it.
That wasn't visible anywhere on you, was it?
No, that is tucked away in one of her many small, helpful pouches on her bag.
Well, Cass, it's your turn. You've got your sword out, and you've got foes out to 45, 60, 55 feet. Is there if there's not a charge mechanic in this game, you can't really close the gap on them. I don't know if you would.
I mean, like, so are you telling me that there's absolutely objectively no way that I can close on any of these fuckers?
Unless there's a charge action in this game, which I'm desperately trying to discover. For poor Vivienne. Dangerous to go alone. Dangerous to go alone. Vivienne, you topple to the ground, right? And you recall something. You recall the mirror, right? And how it fucked you up last time. Yes, Rainbow?
I was just saying, can that dangerous alone maybe make her fall backwards 5 feet when she falls, so that I can actually get to her in one turn?
Vivian,
she falls this way.
You hold your head and grasp, and you feel like you're exposed to a similar energy once again as the hand mirror, and you stumble 5 feet back as you're thinking, if only I can, and then you hit the ground. Yeah. So you're a little bit further.
Wait, hey. Wait, Lee, did she step
No,
off?
to the right one, please. Just this way. I don't care.
Alright.
So, okay. Yeah. Okay,
She
go,
what?
go.
Lee, was she standing here?
He was.
I was standing here.
Oh, because I was right next to her. So I would
No,
actually-
I specifically said that I took a few steps ahead of you to try and prove that I'm not dangerous or anything, and then I immediately get ganked because I'm bad at getting damage.
Did you get ganked or did you just kill yourself?
I didn't do anything. I was like, oh, I have plans. I have spells I can cast if people are within a clump or whatever, and they're getting closer. So if I can just stall for, and then he just like, I was like, ah.
Oh, I don't have the bits
Okay.
menu is in the about section, Captain Carry On. Anything that would add more enemies is dealt in on the next encounter, just so you're aware. There is it's a bits menu in the about section on Twitch.
Yeah, just below the.
All right, so charge
I
exists.
cannot charge. So what I do instead is this.
No, you can charge, right?
Wait, did you say that we
Yes.
charging? Oh!
Ren just
I'm
dropped
back
it.
to make
Yeah.
a wild charge before early weapon casting is moving up to twice their normal speed in a straight line before making immediately +2 to hit. Oh, cool! All right, well I'm going for this one right here. The
All
closest
right,
one.
give me
fuck
your
this guy
attack as an entirely
Oh.
academic point.
Oh man, this guy, this guy should not have been standing anywhere within, 2 running speeds of me.
Yeah.
Get killed by my fucking.
Really
Stop
important
there,
question.
Malone!
Really important question. These guys have something weird about their eyes. Do you look a man in the eye when you kill him, or do you just cleave through his fucking body like he's nothing?
I'm looking at the next target.
Okay, so he's fucking cleft in twain and dead as shit. Shock damage alone cuts him in fucking half.
This
Wow,
is what I
progress.
hear.
Yeah, Pog
Thanks for
Airs.
the bit.
Yeah, thank you for the bits. I believe it's an Arc Spirit, is it not?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so as this happens,
Unless that was 3 100s that you were trying to do there, in which case there's 3 more enemies to the combat.
Ooh, that could actually do what they were trying to do.
yeah, a spirit, an unseen spirit of the Arcspire appears. Or seen spirit of the Arcspire appears, a comrade, a medic. And they appear, and much as they once dragged people back to the lines again and again against the Grim Empress's fastness before being laid low by the bolt of an auto launcher from the Grim forces, they drag Vivian's body behind this fucking rock, closer to the medic they know is there, as this Arc Spirit joins you for a time.
Nice.
And so,
That's
that's your
pretty
turn. Eleonora, the medic cries out to you in an ethereal voice, "Hello!" And
Yeah,
gesticulates
I
at Vivian.
Yes, of course.
I like how like your
need
faction,
healing.
your faction is haunted, but it basically just helps you.
Dead ass stuff.
You got
Dude.
ghosts in your blood. I diagnosed you with cocaine.
I do a healy
You do a healing now.
diddly doo.
So you stabilize Viv, unless you don't have tier 2 Chirurgeon, right?
I don't know how it works. No,
Okay.
I don't. So I can't do it in
So
combat.
here's what
Right,
you've done. You stabilized her though. You prevent her from bleeding out.
Uh-huh.
She's stabilized. It's considered magical, I think, so she's not going to be frail.
Maybe.
We'll figure that
I
out.
don't know.
Afterwards. The point is, you've saved her life. You've moved, you've acted. You cannot split movement and action in this game, so that's your turn. In the process, however, you reveal yourself. You're no longer hidden because you have to like rapidly go do doctor things. Frederick Carver,
Yeah.
it is your turn.
Okay.
You also can charge.
I'm not super useful from all the way back here.
Oh, true. You can't actually charge. I think Damn.
You need a foe in 60 feet.
Oh shit, did I kill the one person you could hypothetically even have tried to charge at? I'm sorry.
Probably, yeah.
These things happen.
Let's
fucked
see.
My bad.
Is run double speed?
I think you can double tap movement.
Or
Yeah, if you want to get 60 feet and that be your turn, you can do that. If you want to run up so these cultists can get done up.
Alright, let's do that.
So, Fenric, you're an old-fashioned kind of arcanist, but you know that sometimes bonking is required. You not suffer lightly an attack against the Archspire. Get in there and fuck them up. Get close. You got the bonking stick in hand.
Kind of initiate this fight.
Yeah, so that's Renric's turn. It's a cultist. It's all the cultists' turns. Most of them are kind of concerned with Cass, who until her next turn, because of the charge, is suffering a -2 to her AC. But this one breaks off, seeing Renric break cover and advances, and he swings a mace.
Sheesh.
I'm assuming that's a miss.
Do you need to meet or exceed AC
Meat.
to hit?
Oh no.
My AC is 10.
Okay. Yeah, so he bonks you for a goodly 4, up at 1 gaming moment, though. So yeah, put yourself to what
Unless
HP.
we want to. Okay.
This cultist comes up in front of Cass and attempts to hit her with a dagger.
You did my running moves for me. Thank you.
And yeah, so Cass, they find a clink in your armor, they dig their knife in, they stab at one of your spinals, and they dig it out, and it comes up and forks a little, a jagged spine emerging. As he is knifing at your spikes as a hole in your armor. You take 3 damage. Which anyone who wants to could put that on you. And this
Oh, no, I got
cultist
it.
spears back with a bow, cocks back and busts, taking his shot at you. For another 3 damage that slides in your side after you remove the beard.
Hey.
Yeah.
That was ow.
Yeah, so...
I'm down at 2.
Yep, it is Viv's turn. Viv, you're stabilized. It is Cass's turn. Oh, shit. Alright. Everybody. That's a player reroll, right? That's 500. Trying to make that a miss. Okay, so you mean make the enemy attack reroll. Sure. A reroll on behalf of Cass. It is a D20 plus I don't know what. We'll hold the damage either way. We will re-roll, and if it would basically choose disadvantage. A 16 would miss you even if you hadn't. Would hit you if you hadn't charged. Unfortunately, Cass is still hit. It's still just 3 damage though. But the arrow doesn't hit quite as deeply as it would have. It is Eleonora's turn. Eleonora, what would you like to do?
Oh,
Wait,
boy,
what?
it's my turn.
No. My turn. I didn't take one.
Oh, right, my bad.
yeah, you did just cast. Yes, good cast.
Close, Captain.
So I'm
Close.
gonna relieve the battlefield with one enemy. That's what I'm gonna do. Do you want me to roll? Like, does it matter?
The only thing that matters is whether or not you're looking him in the eye when killing him.
I think I'm above looking at any of these people for
Yeah,
very long.
Cass, these fools, you slide through their, padded cloaks with your blade. You don't give a shit. You survived the mire, and none of these fuckers matter to you. You don't even see them as, people on your level. Cascare, maybe something. These fools, nothing. You hack them down. It doesn't matter how well you swing. You fucking, lop this fool's head off.
The only person whose eyes I'd look into as a sign of respect that I've met thus far on this trip took an L in the very beginning of this session of combat, and she's being revived.
Alright.
So on to the next one. I make my move. That's my turn.
Alright. It is Eleonora's turn.
And I'm
Eleonora, over half of the enemy force has been slain, and your patient is stabilized, and a spirit near you kind of says, "What do we do now?" They look to you like they look at you like a doctor, as if though you're someone they respect with years of experience, and they're seeing in you the form of someone they respected and looked up to while they were still among the living.
So I can't actually heal her during the combat, right?
Normally, no. But this spirit seems to contain a magical healing sensation, and you think if you could coax her into Viv, you could cause Vivienne to revive early. It could be a shock to Vivienne's system, though.
Want some ghosts in your blood?
Yeah, do you want to put some ghosts in Viv's blood?
Okay.
Now, Eleonora, you have an academic understanding of these things. Do you have any points in the skill
Sure.
magic?
I do not.
Roll me an int magic anyway.
Okay.
Girls
With a-
these
with
days
a
will put
modifier-
ghosts in your blood without even
with a
taking you out to eat.
With a modifier of +2.
The
Because
modifier plus
Yeah,
because the spirit is helping, the spirit is willing, the spirit wants to resuscitate the mage.
I see. Okay.
The spirit is willing, but the body is dead.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so it is a particularly harsh insertion. Viv,
Oh,
you revive at 1. You are guaranteed 1 system strain, and make me a physical save to see if you take a second.
I'm taking 2. My DC is like 16 for physical saves. I'm just the frailest little thing.
Yeah, so you go up, you gain from this 2 system strain. What threshold do you say that puts you at? Does that put you over 25%, right?
Over 25, not over 50.
Okay, so you see Vivienne's body, like, it's like there's no hairs anywhere but like the brow and the head now. Not even tiny follicles. And it's like smooth in a weird way. It doesn't even look like flesh anymore, Eleonora. Viv? You have gained certain advantages and disadvantages, which you have not yet discovered. But you are up at 1 gaming. And Eleonora, that's your action. You can move if you want.
Hello, Eleonora. Funny seeing you again.
Hi. Are you okay? How are you doing? How do you feel?
Well, I'm not dead, which I'd say is a continual plus in my profession.
I agreed.
Good job, Eleonora. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna rest here for a second.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's a good idea.
Is that a hide or a pass turn?
Well, you
Man.
are Eleonora?
That was my action, wasn't it? To like.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah, you can
split.
move if you want.
You
though.
cannot split action and move, but you can action then move or move then action.
I see. I'll move like up a bit, I guess.
Here, you want to get behind the big
Kind of
fucking
hide behind
rock?
this bush.
You can hide behind the bush, yeah. All right,
Or
Renrick.
just hide behind this bush.
Renrick, you're used to going over paperwork. Now you're bloodied and clinging for life in battle against the foe. What do you
I'm
do?
kind of screwed here.
You're in a one-on-one fight.
Let's see. What do you get if you go full defense?
You go total defense. I believe that is a +2 to your AC, and you become immune to shock damage.
It is a +2 to AC and immune to shock damage, including from swarm attacks.
So yeah, he'd have
I think
to.
that's my best bet.
All right, so you put the shield on yourself. You stance up with the stick, and you are that scene in every fucking rendition of Robin Hood, where Little John and Robin Hood fight with the fucking sticks. You know what I'm talking about. And you just you catch his mace, you swing it upon, you da da da. You're in blocking stance, your bow staff sweeping it. the whole time, but you don't go on the offensive at all. Mark yourself a little shield, if you would, and that's your turn. The cultists, over half of their comrades have died, and someone is presently cutting through them like hot butter. They might be fanatical, but they want to live. They have a high morale score, but they're still going to make a morale roll. And you know what? You look into... one of them looks at you and says, "The Prince of Glassthorns provides!" And he drops his bow, and he raises his dagger with both hands, and he just desperately tries to thud it into Cass's chest.
Fucking Christ.
It tinks off of your shield as nothing. And the other dude, he says, "You've dug your last grave, you ox-spire interloper," and tries to crack down the mace on your skull. And he fucking, like, bops the dirt with an overextension. It's comical. You bop him on the booty. He doesn't take any damage, but he's very humiliated. It is Viv's turn. Viv.
Yes.
You hear...
Strategy success.
Viv, you hear terrible violence going on.
I'm going to gently right myself, lean up against this rock, and wince as I point at the cultist fighting Renerick, and assuming he doesn't have any more than 1 hit dice.
You could assume that.
Assuming that, he suddenly seizes up, and white light begins to vibrate around him before he collapses lifeless to the floor.
The coruscating coffin descends, zaps, and just as Vivian's player describes, he's fucking dead. Renrick, you've probably seen the coruscating coffin spell be used before. It's high magic, it's common enough. There's only one person here who you could think could or would have cast that. And you are extremely aware of Vivian coming to back you the fuck up. You've moved, you've shot, that's your action, Viv. Cass. One foe remains. He's sweating, but he is crazed. He's decided he's gonna stand and die for his cause. So why not let him?
I look at the blood in my sword. And as I'm looking at my sword, I say, "Your prince of fucking shards is dead. And so are you." Do I have to roll? I didn't look him in the eye.
You don't have to roll to kill him, honestly, because we know he's below your shot. He has less HP than you deal shock damage. And his AC is lower than your... Yeah, you kill him. But again, I would ask, do you look him in the eye when you deliver your line? No? Sure. Alright, you just kind of look to the side or whatever. You slice this man
I
open.
look at the center of mass.
He's dead as fuck. And with that, the final corpse drops and we break initiative order. Several of you, very fucked up and feel as if though first aid might be called for.
Yeah, I do some first aid.
Cough, cough, medic!
The lingering spirit of the medic confers a +2 to all first aid rolls at this time.
Okay, so I'll just do first ones for Vivian, I guess.
Can you do it again to me? Because I think once you do it, I don't think you can do it again for a while.
She hasn't delivered first aid to you, she's only stabilized you thus far.
Oh, okay.
You're full up on
And
health.
Oh, well, be careful. That'll add a system strain.
Yeah, Viv, you'll gain... Viv, you're okay with that system strain?
No, actually. I'm going to hold off on
Okay,
that.
so
I have a max of 5.
So do you reject Eleonora's offer, basically?
Yes. I'm fine, dear. Go help the others.
Are you sure? You look very injured, and your wounds, they look quite bad. Are you sure about this?
I'll be okay. I've been through much worse.
Okay. Is there any reason why, or are you just...
You would know Eleonora. It looks like her stigmata's grown, whatever it is, as her skin has become almost alabaster white.
I see.
I'm fine. Please.
Is it because you don't want... Okay. I I'd love to see it though. Okay, never mind. Goodbye.
I love how Goop and me are both like, yes, let's get TF.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Ren has basically just like flopped down on his ass, and be like, Eleonora.
Yes, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, you top him all the way off. And Renrick, you're at full health. You do take a system strain for that. What does that put you at? Does it get you over 25%?
No, I've barely taken any strain.
Yeah, so just note the system strain and pop yourself to full health.
Okay, wait. So can I heal cats? Because I just healed there recently, right? I don't know how this works. I'm sorry.
It's all good. So with first aid, I will look it up. But for now, assume you can. And if you couldn't, the spirit of the Arcspire helps you. You do it anyway.
Okay, cool.
First aid after a battle heals 1d6 HP, and it can be done multiple times, but each time adds an extra system strain. So you can absolutely do more, but it will give system strain.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You top off Cass. She's at full health. And Cass, you go up the system strain. How much system strain are you at, Cass?
This is so this is another system strain. I'm at 3 of 13.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
3 would put me over my 50% mark.
So you're at 23%. Your next system strain, you're at the 25% mark. You do feel like the shifting in your bones around your body and in your horns, like they're building up at the edge and going to push out, but you also feel the bloodlust, the spray of viscera across your body, your metal carapace extension of self, and you're not sure it's such a bad thing. After all, your spikes, they just want to spread. That's so bad.
Was that a correct number, Lee? Sorry to interrupt. Was when you said 23%, right?
3 divided by 13 is 0.23.
That's crazy. Lee did mental math? Insane.
No, I did that on my laptop. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, okay. I was gonna
We
say
have technology.
I was like instantaneous mental math. I was like, what?
No, my laptop got
is
fixed
why he's
yesterday.
the GM, and we're all players.
Oh, I can't do math shit.
The first thing I do upon standing up, patting Eleanor on the back, patting Eleanor on the back, and thanking her for her. Wait,
no problem.
Thanking Eleonora profusely for her work. We wouldn't be here today if it weren't for stalwart guardians like yourself.
Well, just trying to do my best, of course.
We may be on different sides of the political spectrum, but and I just clasp you.
She just
we're sisters of ours.
As she gets smacked. She probably starts coughing
I pass her aside though, and then I go over to let me see. God, there was something cool I was gonna do, and I'm almost forgetting it now. I do want to go over to Viv though, and kind of oh yeah, no, I remember what I was gonna do. I look Viv right in the eyes, and I'm upset. I'm not happy. I'm angry at you. You can see this.
Angry with mommy.
Oh dear.
This is why I told you I was gonna go out front. That hit that laid you low would have just been a fucking scratch on me. You endangered yourself and you endangered this mission. I can't lose you.
Cass.
Let me take the hit next time. Don't do this again. Please.
You make a good point. I'll be more careful.
We need you behind the lines, not up front. You need to lead what is to come. I'm a soldier. You're a fucking leader. So act like it. Give me orders. No problem.
Well, Cass, I suppose I'll ignore this small insubordination then. And she gives a small punch to Cass's metal arm or metal plated arm and winces slightly.
Yes, ma'am.
I would.
Yes, Rainbow?
I'm gonna just come over here and see what this is going on. I'm a little scared of what's happening over there. So.
You're like, oh.
Eleonora is a little scared, so I'm just gonna go see what's happening over here.
Sure.
What's all this?
Across the ground, there are, by the way, like 2 bows, 12 arrows, 2 daggers, 2 maces, and 1 atame with seemingly a dagger with reflective material. So yeah, you're coming up. You look down. Huh, that's weird. That looks almost like a reflective, mostly flat pool of liquid. And if you look around at the ovular shape, if this was Pyre, isn't that exactly where the well they dug would be? Huh. There's like some strange foaming fumes coming up out of it, like a volcanic chasm almost.
Huh.
And it's just this rent in the land. You can see that this isn't fully formed yet. It's like a dying circle that's kind of looking like the main cleared area of Pyre, but it hasn't cleared yet.
Can I do the same thing I did last time and just like light a little piece of cloth on fire with some oil and like toss it at it?
Yeah, it has much the same reaction. You drop it down, it passes through the gases, which dabs the flame a little, but the oil stays burning, hits the surface, and you see the water there harden a little, becoming more like a firm shell. You feel as if though you'd like toss a rock at it or something, it might even be brittle enough to break right now.
So immediately my first question is, should this stuff be here? Like I know we saw it at the little pool on our way here, whatever it was called, I forget again, sorry.
Stillwater, the
Stillwater, yeah.
Stillwater is a unique landmark. Roll me an int no to know of any other instances of liquid like that. You are fairly certain that it is a region unique landmark, and while vaguely similar things may have been described in distant lands, you don't know of anything else quite like it. But this is the spitting fucking image.
I call my party over. Guys, we might want to take a look at this. This is highly unusual.
By the way, these construction materials are gathered kind of analogous to where the front of the prayer house would be, if this was Pyre.
Anything interesting, Renerick?
So I would be I would be closely examining the nearest cultists and trying to see if there's any gleanable information from them or their belongings.
You match the general make of his garb, despite it lacking any religious symbols, to the same stuff you saw on the guy who was dead with the metal lozenge forms to the interior of his throat. By Stillwater. His eyes were somewhat dilated. His pupils were somewhat dilated. Something strange about the eyes overall. Almost like they're too shiny. Yeah, and you do find about his person things that, it's normal pocket shit, but then there is this shard of glass. It seems like it's been stained with blood before, but you find it fully wrapped in a bit of cloth. That's strange. But otherwise, it doesn't have it's not like last time where there was a letter. There's nothing ultra identifying.
Okay, and so I would examine the glass. Does it just seem like normal glass?
Give me an int heal.
Okay, let's see.
And at this time, I'm assuming you're still checking. I'm assuming you check this out before you get called over.
Yeah.
To the pit. by Eleonora. Alright, yeah, so you can't tell more, although you suspect this is more Eleonora's department, but unless you've used it this scene and I forgot, you can tap expert.
I think you may have used it for the stealth roll. Or is
No,
that
I used
someone
it for
else?
the stealth
Yeah,
roll.
she used it for the
Oh,
stealth
okay.
roll. He's good, I think.
If
If you think it's worth it, you don't have to.
Sure. Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah, pop that roll. Pop that roll, babe. Pop that roll. Okay, yeah. You studied the drying of the blood, and it doesn't look like a murder thing. It looks like a self-inflicted wound. You don't have the forensic tools necessary to match the blood to his or anything like that. But it feels like you match it up with a scar on his hand. It seems like some sort of ritualistic activity was engaged in. It involved bloodletting and glass. And the glass is like a three-sided, like, rhombus-ass looking, not rhombus, but, like one of those triangles you have to figure out shit about in geometry class.
Something.
Like
Iso.
equilateral or
Yeah, but,
Isosceles. Isosceles
short on
triangle.
one side, long pointy out to the other. Looks like it's been used to,
I
credit
just
card
get what
reading.
you mean. Yeah.
And thank you for
Okay.
Monster Fricks for following.
Thank you, Monster Factory.
What?
Do I want to click that on
I'm
stream?
really not a fan of the self-stabby,
Yeah,
especially with what it did
however,
to Vivienne.
yeah.
I have a bit of an
but,
interest in that myself, perhaps morbid in nature. May
Yeah,
I see it?
Viv, do you want to peep the Tame that the dude stabbed his hand with when it hurt you?
Yes, very, very interested, both magically and
Magic.
vengefully.
Before you touch it, do you want to make me an int magic, maybe?
May I do a whiz magic, or is it into magic?
I'll give
or-
you a whiz magic.
Okay, because yeah. He's not much of a book student.
Nerd.
Yeah, who knows? So you reach out and touch it, right? Right as you're about to reach out and touch it, that's when Eleonora calls you over. Eleonora, what do you say when you call over the group to the pit?
She's like incoherently rambling, like, oh my god. Okay, so if you look at the astrological data of this area, and you consider that in the past, and all the things that we could see in the past through the textbooks and what they said and what we've written down and all this research that we've done, if you can look at this product, it's very clearly the same substance that's in the pool from before. And if you take that substance and you compare it to this substance, which I have, so you have this symbol here that I got from before, it's really obvious that they're the same substance.
Ellie,
And so,
Ellie, please. We're coming. We're coming. Just don't fall in or anything.
this shouldn't be here.
Oh, if I had a nickel for every time I heard that.
But yeah, so Viv,
Ren has a similar. Okay, I'm coming.
Viv, even
reaction.
with all that, do you touch the Atame?
Looking at it, she's going to wrap her hand with her dress slightly and pick it up and drop it in one of her pouches.
Give me a Dex exert to manipulate the fine, blood-slicked blade through your clothing.
Surely nothing bad can happen with this.
Yeah. You've gathered it, and it is now securely in whatever pack you placed it in. And you hear everybody else is going off to check out the cool hole. And if all your friends are checking out the cool hole, then why not?
May I check the back of the mirror?
You take out the marionette mirror, and you see its back, where a mirror feels like it should go as well. It's got this weird marionette controller motif off to the sides and branching little cross beam sections. And on the other hand, is a mirror that hurt you the last time you looked into it. But it also have a mirror on the far side. The one you
Got
looked
it.
into. So yeah, nobody's looking back at you. You just have it out in your hand. You examine it. It doesn't seem to have changed.
Well, I'm gonna put that away and make a few mental notes for later that I'll keep to my grave when I suddenly trip on a rock.
God, yeah. So, you've examined the hole. You've looked over the campsite. This seems to be a pretty Spartan campsite. To the north, there is a bit more clearing. You see a bit of like cleared like dirt and stuff where there should be the flame other stuff. This actually isn't where the prayer house should be. The prayer house should be on the far side. This is where the flame would be, and they were constructing something at around that location. The only thing left of like real value you could glean from this place is what they were constructing in the mirrored site of the Eternal Flame. That's a Wizno, if anybody wants to give it to me.
Sure.
Well, you know a bit more than I do.
Yeah. Is it just Ren and Viv?
So I mean, I don't like. What's the roll? I was just gonna let someone else roll for it,
It-
but
it-
what are we rolling for?
To know the significance of the construction. The beginnings of the construction.
I mean, I'll try. I guess I'm not very good at Wiz, but.
Yeah, so starting with Viv, you're not quite sure, other than it seems to roughly line up with where the pyre would be, and there are some stones stacked there. Eleonora, you get the strangest feeling that. So you know that in magical circuits, there's often symmetry. Sometimes this is redundant, sometimes this is known as an AND or an OR gate. It means that logically you need to send the same input, either a duplicate of the input or an input to only one to power something on. There's also a way to graft and fork those magical circuits to produce a similar circuit by connecting it to the other place where the pulse is going, either physically or in some cases symbologically. This feels like that, but you're not quite sure how. Renric, you are very disturbed, and you've realized something very important. You know where the charnel heart is.
Oh.
I'm gonna DM you honestly. I'm gonna let you give us Renric's explanation here.
I think I've come to the same conclusion. God,
I knew it.
This is gonna be so. Oh, this is gonna be so good.
So, Renric, what do you share with the class?
So, guys,
Yes.
I know what Plant Lady meant now.
Do explain.
So this is this whole place is was being built as a mirror image of Pyre. You know, that town that we came from.
That
Yeah,
seems
starting
to
to see
make
the
sense. Yes. But why would they do that?
There's a well. There's a thing.
Well,
Tower.
this thing that we're standing in front of is where the Black Flame is, basically. And the reason why they put this here is because, the long story short, the Black Flame is the Charnel Heart.
Interesting.
Oh.
We need to go back to Pyre.
Yes, that's certainly an issue. The people there are in great danger, then, of course. And oh god, if this substance is in their well as well, oh god, yes, we need to go quickly.
But wait, why? If the charnel heart is in
Now-
fire, then well, what is this? What?
This seems to be some attempt at creating an artificial Charnel Heart. if I
Are-
guess correctly.
It's a dark reflection. It can't replace the Charnel Heart's functionality, but if this was completed and someone triggered the Charnel Heart one way or the other, it would create, shall we say, a potent reaction. Is what Renrick would know.
But the fire.
What do you
used
mean
to
by
be
potent?
color. Does that mean it's been moved to pyre? Or was the fire all along the Charnel Heart?
I don't think I know that.
You don't get every answer from examining this. Those are still open questions.
Eleanor is like holding her head
Yeah.
in like just too much information overload.
Well, we have
So
to go
many
back.
possibilities.
Yeah. I don't like this.
You're muted, Lee.
As you learn this, it is late in the day, but if you did nothing but truck hard back through the mire, you think you might make it by nightfall to Pyre. Alternatively, you could rest up here to get ready for the coming day's adventure.
I say we just go straight back.
I say we go back too. We don't have.
I actually think we should rest.
I agree with Renrick in this instance. We're very tired, and whatever they were doing here has been satisfactorily stopped for the time being.
But the people in Pyre,
We don't know what
if they don't know anything about this, it's almost certain they'll be dead.
I concur.
If-
It's the only ethical and advantageous thing to do. I like directly look into your eyes when I say advantageous.
Well, this, as far as I could tell, this doesn't have anything to do with what the villagers have been doing, and the villagers have been living there for over a year now. One more day isn't going to change anything for them.
A single
we
death
rush
will
in-
be the difference between a loss and this win in a war.
True, and if we go in with me half cocked, some of us injured, and you very excited for bloodlust, that could lead to much worse effects when we lose.
We won't lose.
Yes, but if we stay, we're essentially condemning them to death.
How about this?
Why
Me and
do you think
Renrick-
we're condemning them?
If what I think is true, then this substance was in the well at the other end of the town, and if even one of them just drinks a little bit of it, then they're done. We have to get back quickly. We immediately.
Ellie,
Every minute we're not there, they could die.
I assure you, if there is anything in the well, it would have happened long before we arrived. And if it's going to be put in the well, it would have been put there by the people we just killed. Take a breath.
I disagree.
If you and Cass would like, you can go back and take a quiet scouting mission to go make sure everything's fine. And if it is, well, return here and we could take a quick rest. I don't see us barging in and succeeding in any grand crusade at the moment. Cass.
I'm listening.
So, why don't you two go check it out and report back if everything is okay. And if it isn't, well, that's still most of our combat ability. Renrick, if you'd like to go with as well. But
I don't think that's what Lee said. It's going to take us to nightfall to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you guys are going to haul ass until nightfall. And to clarify, you do not lose system strain if you rest inside an Arachu most of the time. This place is considered outside the Arachu because of how much it's degraded. So if you rest here, and here alone, you'll lose 1 system strain tonight.
if we haul ass
And arrive in fire.
to nightfall, and we arrive at nightfall, that doesn't include resetting any abilities or gaining any health, correct?
You will not have rested. You will not have your per day knockover until you sleep.
Gotcha. Well, that would be putting our hands into Cass and Renrick's admittedly capable abilities, but I would feel safer if we were all a little bit more patched up before we rushed in. And I had spells again, because I'm a little tapped out in that regard.
I think we've had it back and forth. Let's blind vote it in the Roll20 chat.
Ooh.
Stay or go. It will be on my count. And you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make a prediction over this.
God.
For what it's worth,
Yeah.
I think Cass is frustrated by our darling Vivian's refusal to go to war at this juncture, and kind of like fumes off while blind voting is being judged.
All players stay or go in the chat. I'm going to give you a countdown. He'll hit enter on 5 or on when I say 1. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit enter. That's a go. Stay.
Oh, whoops.
God damn it, Pat.
Okay, so as a clean split, go party. The question now is only if you would, if you would. I don't want to split the party.
Yeah, I mean, okay, like.
So I fume off and I like give eye contact to Vivian as I do so. Like, fuming off, but in a way to suggest that I could be convinced in private.
Vivian smiles back to Eleonora and Renerick and says, I'll be just a moment. I'm sorry, Ellie. I know it's important to you to help these people, but you and I are both a little softer than the other two, and I just can't imagine or even permit ourselves to.
Would the players actually be cool if I ran a stay or go poll? Because I can do that, but I don't have to if you would.
I mean, you can do it. I don't.
Poll in chat. I mean, I feel like Pat's about to be convinced, and then it'll be 3-1, which is fine.
Sure. Yeah. Let's let the role play play out. Yeah, I think this is going to be a as Viv goes to have the one-on-one with Cass. Would Renerick and Eleonora share anything between their non-reclaimer selves?
True.
I would try to make another logical argument to try to convince Eleonora that the villagers are not in immediate danger.
Sure. But I'm assuming Eleonora remains at cross points with that.
I mean, unless you have a really, really good explanation.
Like, I mean, from what I understand, this whole clearing that we're in is its own self-contained ritual, essentially. So that everything that's here doesn't directly affect the village until the ritual is completed. So because we interrupted what's happened here,
but we can't know that for certain.
Well, nothing is certain, but what we do know for certain is that Vivienne is in dire straits right now. I mean, you treated her. You know how she's doing.
Yes, that's true, and I could very easily mend her wounds right now on our way back there, if she would just let me. It's.
Yeah, her body wouldn't take that very well, though, and she also kind of saved my life there. With her spellcasting, I know, and I don't know if she can do that again anytime soon without some rest.
I suppose you're correct, but the that's frustrating. There's not much I can do either way, but
So
I really do think the villagers will be okay.
And the conversation continues in that tenor. I'm assuming Viv and Cass wind up in some bushes. And what do you two say privately amongst one another? Reclaimer to reclaimer.
Why won't you let her heal you? You could be strong. We could fight. We could win.
Maybe we win, maybe we don't. But I can't, in good conscience, send all of us to go gallivanting off when I can't cast a single spell, and at least half of us are having our marks act up. If we win,
But my mark makes me stronger.
that may be the case, but this isn't just about winning. This is about what happens afterwards. If we go in there half-cocked, and we do manage to pull something out of thin air, like Gossamer, we end up putting ourselves in a situation where we are not in control. One of the town leaders is. But if we go in fully aware and fully prepared, we're able to deal with any problems and, perhaps, if need be, with any dissent that comes afterwards. We're not fighting an army out here. We're building something.
You suggest that we go on a scouting mission. We could call you Frayed, maybe, if we need it. I feel
said
as
it.
though I could do great things if I were put into the front right now. You can definitely see that she's fighting back something. Because she's kind of swayed by your words. Definitely something inside of her is like, fight, kill, die.
Vivienne, with her hands paler than normal and harder than normal, gripped Cass with a stronger grip than she usually has. And she says, "And that's why you have me, to determine what is noble and righteous and what is an urge, something less useful, more distracting. Don't listen to distractions, listen to me. That's what you told me earlier. I need to be a leader. So I'm leading you." Do you accept your orders?
Fine.
Finally, the prevailing winds of Vivienne's words spin the windmills of your mind,
oh my
Cass.
fucking god. You can't keep getting away with this.
And with that, it is resolved to spend the night here. Fun fact, you actually only get back your level many HP when you rest, so welcome to 2 HP.
Oh fuck. Well, I heal strain. I heal strain, which is what matters.
Yeah, you all go down. Everybody go down a system strain. Pop yourself up 1 HP if you're not already at full, and put yourself in whatever tent or position you think you would rest the night in. As we come beautifully with the sunset upon the end of episode 3. Many things have been revealed. They know where the charnel heart is. All that's left is a soul to place in it, and whatever might be happening to the people of Pyre, or done by other people in Pyre right now, as the heroes lay down their uneasy heads. Will Eleonora make it in time to save the people? Will Cass Fenborn find her battle? Will Vivienne keep her under control? And will Renric manage to walk away from all of this without some terribly entangling fiasco, draining the Arcspire's resources, prestige, and renown yet again? Find out next time on our Fool's Moon sponsored show! !Fool's Moon.
Get some
And
Fool's Moon up in here!
yeah, please check out the links as we do a lightning round player feedback that is just one favorite part, one thing you hope to see in the future stroke more of, a plus and a plus plus. I will take it right to left as I see on the cams, beginning with my boy Javi. Well, what's that star? What's the yay? What's the good?
Let's see, good stuff. I'd say we've moved ahead at a good clip again, so that was awesome. And we got a great reveal. I appreciated that, and it was fun to be able to deliver it. As far as seeing more, I thought it was pretty interesting that we had that party split and like an inter-party conflict. I hope that was okay, especially between Ren and Eleonora. That wasn't too much arguing, but I thought it made things interesting. So
so stuff that can like really raise a question and make things interesting.
Yeah, things that challenge the group.
Well, remember,
and their
the
different perspectives.
The decision still needs to get made. Heal or cleanse. But yeah, excellent. Thank you, Javi. Lightning rounding, we go to Goop. Goop me. One thing you really quite enjoyed, one thing you're looking forward to, stroke want to see.
The thing I quite enjoyed was learning both about the main mystery, but also about the little side mysteries, because there's these strange mirror pools. There's a mirror. There's a shard of a mirror. There's people yelling about glass thorns, and we have no idea what's going on with that. So while we're starting to figure out some things, there's also like bigger things that are just opening up. That's pretty cool. And the thing I want to see more of is that apparently Cass's stigmata does affect her mind in quite a visible way. And I'm really curious about how that works and if that's a common thing for stigmata, and if that is the case, how other people's stigmata will start acting up in that way.
Yeah. Rainbow.
Man, I just liked obviously the reveals as Javi said as well, like just kind of I like that the plot is progressing rather quickly, and we're not like we're not being kind of held up or anything, like I really don't like sometimes when you get into stories, and I'm also guilty of this as a DM sometimes, where it's like you kind of set it up and you give what you think is sufficient clues for the players to put it together themselves, but then like they don't, and you just kind of like, well, I mean, I gave you the clues, you're gonna have to figure it out yourselves. Like I like that you're just kind of like, all right, here it is. Like even if you may have figured it out yourselves, like anyways, like we're trying to get this quickly, so here's the tea, and like I like that. So mostly because I'm a dumb bitch and I can't,
Oh my god, same.
Oh my god, same. But yeah.
And what's the plus plus?
Yeah.
Or maybe that is the plus plus.
I think I'm interested in seeing kind of a resolution and sort of, what the resolution kind of, what the impact it has on character relations, like.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Also, how the heck we're gonna do anything to that flame if there's an entire town of crazy religious people trying to stop us?
We'll see. Yeah, no, I really envision this one stem to stern, and I think it's gonna pay off when you guys walk back into town next time. And with that, I think we come to Pat. Pat, hit me with it. Hit me with it.
So this was a blast. Kind of a slow start. The pacing has been fucking phenomenal, and that's gonna be my plus for the night. Just great job on pacing. the pacing of the entire story has been succinct, punchy, sufficient downtime, and action. It's all really good. And what I want to see more of is more interesting dynamics. So the party split not along the line of Reclaimers and versus Guardians and Arcanists, but rather, Reclaimer versus Reclaimer, and the Guardians and Arcanists split amongst each other. So if you can manage to make more splits like that happen kind of naturally amongst the party, I'm not asking for the exact same split every time.
No, I think that goes out of the party and how well you've done role-playing your perspectives and taking the perspectives and making them something that's a realistic part of your character. Because, I mean, like, I made it so that you wouldn't, like, just because you're a Reclaimer doesn't mean you agree on how to do everything. Just because you're an Arcanist or a Guardian doesn't mean you disagree or agree on what should happen to an Aratu. There's different perspectives, there's different ways you can play that perspective. So that one, credit to everybody. Oh, and the post-game ritual, of course, here is, I'm going to declare decay of 10 points on the faction influences. Shout out to everybody who's influenced that this time.
Woo!
And
that's like all the motherfuckers in chat. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you really impact the flow of the game. When people are in town and such, you'll see a lot of what that faction influence tends to do. And
also, like, huge shout out to
now that we've run the decay.
Sponsoring us on this.
Yeah.
So thankful to have you.
And once again, Guardians in the back receive a boost from the Custodians, from the Custodian, and actually only degrade down to 35, meaning you're only one behind the Reclaimers. So you're coming up on the Reclaimers, and Javi, second night in a row, the Arcanists are out ahead. Level heads prevailing. Tradition. Observe, correct, do not disturb.
Fucking isolationists, always beating us.
Yeah, so that's...
One day. This is where
situation.
I put my first place statue.
With all that said and done, one last shout out to Fool's Moon who make this possible every week. We really couldn't do it without them. Thank you so much. We've got many wonderful players, and I think that we are going to run that back and raid... Oh, they didn't just fucking finish their fucking stream, did they?
Wow, language.
Hey, while you're looking for a thing, one of our really cool players is an artist, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but you do commissions, don't you, Corrupt the Spirit?
I do
Corrupt the Spirit on Twitter.
Well,
drop her a link.
What's your Twitter? I actually don't think I follow you on Twitter.
Just Corrupt the Spirit.
Fair warning, a lot of the stuff on my Twitter is a little not safe for workplaces, so I'm going to drop that in there.
Yep, just be aware. And we've got linked. Praetor's Rejects is still live. We're gonna raid them. I just heard a bloopy bloop. Bulbasaur is baby's following. And yes, Bulbasaur is. We love a Bulbasaur baby. Thank you for following. We hope that you enjoyed tonight, or perhaps you join us as we leave. We are going to Dreamers dream on and give positive energy onto Praetor's Rejects as we stream, drop our Throggers, drop our Sweaty Leland's dabbing. And just a big thanks to everyone, and of course our sponsors at Fool's Moon as we flip the cord. Do catch us tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, finishing off Fat Magic with the Fallout crew. No Higher Road Monday because my sister's visiting. Yay! Tuesday night, you might catch me on Conan. Might have me not on Tabletop Anthologies. Pat, you will still be on Garblog, yes? Tuesday?
Yes, we're doing Call of Cthulhu now, and I'm going to be playing a Femme Fatale.
Oh,
I'm going to be buying a wig.
Watch out for that. Captain Karen, no, it's the windmills of your mind. Although, there never was a boy like my Johnny, to be fair. And, yeah, there's more. Check the schedule, join the Discord, ! Links I'll do one last time. Come through. We love to have you chill. We are raiding Praetor's Rejects. Until next time, my dreamers, I'll meet you in a dream field far from here, where we can be together
With a
once
windmill.
again. In our mind.
And the field just happens to have a windmill in it.
Yep. Yep.